Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of the Project Rend update videos. This is a big one, I think. Not the biggest one, but definitely a big one. I apologize to anyone who's been following the channel video-wise and has been in the Discord. I know it's been about a month since I've uploaded a video. I've been very heads down working closely with the people in the Discord, the people that have been doing the closed beta test that I did not really announce on here, but anyone that has been in the Discord has had access to. And it is my pleasure to announce that at this point, if you have not already jumped in the pool, the beta is open. Anyone who wasn't aware, come into the Discord. The download link is in there. The app is pretty stable. We've had a lot of releases and work done in the last 4 weeks that I'm ready to say anyone who wants it can come get it. It's actually been that way all along, but I haven't really made it obvious on purpose because I wanted to keep the community relatively narrow. The app has been super buggy, things are all over the place still, and it's in a much better spot now. So I'm really thrilled to say that we're at this point. There's a lot of stuff that I want to show off. There's a lot of things that I've been working on. There's been just an enormous number of bugs that have occupied most of my brain space. I have done 8 releases in the last month, in reaction to different user feedback, bugs that I've caused, weird behavior that happens not on my machine but on other machines. There's been a whole lot of it works on my machine with this app that I think I've actually conquered in this 4-week period. So I'm ready to release this still very much beta version to the world. The website is still under construction. I do have a lot of it done, but there's still a fair amount that needs to still go in terms of download capability and all of that. The app still does not remotely update, so that's why I'm still calling this beta. Once we've mastered the remote update feature of hosting the update and making sure that it's all downloaded, buying a code signing license, which I still haven't done, so that the app doesn't come up as makes your Microsoft Defender freak out, then I'm going to call that 1.0 once we're there. We still have to test all of the remote updating features, but it's basically ready to use. There's still some things I need to add to it that I'm probably going to put in version 9 or 009 that people have been requesting that I haven't been built yet. There's still some more things that, there's ideas floating around about what to do with the analytics tab, but a lot's happened in the last month and I want to go through all of it just in an update video today. And please, if you're interested in this application, come to the Discord. The download link is still kind of sketchy. It's just a Google Drive link. That's just an exe or a zip file to an exe. Right now it's an exe, but I'll probably make it a zip file. And then when you get it, you can double click the exe, it unpacks itself. It used to start in 5 minutes. This is one of the huge increases that's happened in the last 2 weeks. Now it starts in about 20 seconds, depending on how good your computer is. It can go up to 40 on I have a test laptop that I've been putting on. And it can take a little while to open, which is not great, but it used to be 5 minutes when I first started the beta test. So the fact that it opens on most of the people who have been using its machines in about 20 is really great, and I'm super happy about it. We've started to see people talk about it on YouTube, which is really cool. It's terrifying for me because, oh my god, it's happening, but we're doing it. So that's where we're at. I've got some stuff in the app that I want to show, things I've upgraded, things that I've done. Most importantly, I've done a fair amount of work on the optical character recognition, the way that we're importing runs via screenshot, that has made it more stable. There's been a bunch of stuff, especially around module recording, that I've needed to improve. So that's basically there. I'm sure that I'm going to find little things here and there that still need to be updated, but I've got a really good process in place for upgrading what's called regex, the process that I use to kind of pick apart OCR errors, because there's no way to make the OCR behave completely, other than doing a full fine-tune, which may still happen, but I have not endeavored to do that because that's going to be a lot of really tedious work. But in the interim, it's really good. There's still a couple little things, but it's really good for using OCR. Recording a run. I've had a number of people get the app and they don't really know what to do. So one thing that I'm probably going to prioritize for the next release is an onboarding process. So you download the app, you open it up for the first time. None of this stuff that's here exists on the homepage, or it's empty rather. And you'll get an nice little pop-up, say, hey, welcome to Project Rend. Let me show you around. Something like that. That tells you, like, here's how you record your first run. Here are the different options for doing that. Here's what each of these things do. And then how about you upload some data? Do you want to import from a spreadsheet? So, for example, there's this import feature here where we can import data. I might want to turn this into a drop zone, in fact, but if you have a CSV of historic runs, this works really well now. There was a lot of bugs with it at the beginning of the beta that I didn't realize were there. Maybe I'll just, let's see, upload CSV, choose file. Okay, cool. Not doxing myself. CSV, so then it starts, so we'll say, okay, this is the one we want to use. This is someone else's data that I've been testing with. And then what happens, is it gives you a preview of how the CSV rolls in, and then you get this chance to map the column. So if you've got, if yours says cells, and then this is what I'm looking for, it will do its best to try to string match. And I think in most cases that will work. If you have any extraneous columns, they're just going to kind of get left off. So if there's stuff that you need that we need to figure out if you need another column for it, please let me know, but these seem to be all the obvious ones that people want. So we'll hit continue here, and it'll tell you, okay, so this is what you're going to get. This is the post-clean process. So I understand that some run trackers, the JD Tools one, if you quit a run, it'll say apathy. This will turn it into quit. There's a bunch of little stuff like that where this is what your data is going to look like when it hits the database. It's showing you the final process. And if you still think that something in here looks wrong, you can uncheck it, and then it won't get imported. I'm not going to do this because it'll add it to my own database, but you get the idea. What other things have gone on here? So there's this copy user data button. So I've moved up the imposter page, and now I'm calling it the dashboard. I'm realizing throughout this past month, as I've been upgrading the imposter page, just how important this page actually is. There is a wealth of data here, and there's some really important upgrades that I've made to make this page like super performant. In fact, I probably could debate that this is the entirety of the app other than run recording and run history. So really, we could probably do it with maybe these 4 tabs, and the rest of this I could even, get rid of. I'm not going to, but each of these is now like clickable, so you can change stuff right from this main page. So like critical factor, we can update our levels. I don't have cost information for the non-plus workshop stuff. I'm working on getting that in. There's a lot of tedious handwork that needs to be done. The costs for the Ultimate Weapon Pluses or Workshop Plus items are in here, so you can see like what things are going to cost you, and then you can even say, okay, so my current level is 60, and how much is it going to cost me to get to whatever level I want. So this is all kind of nice and neat in here now, so you can really see, and this is on the main page too for workshop items, so that's really visible. Your ultimate weapons are I probably need to change the way that this appears, but they are currently taking into account what your lab levels are. It's in here, it's just not obvious, but if we go to like the ultimate tab, it'll be very obvious that like it says your base time is 30 seconds, but it's actually 60 seconds because your lab is another 30 or whatever it is for like cornfield. But each of these things is generally clickable. Labs, I think yes, I haven't made this clickable yet. That's still on my to-do list, but I'm really thinking strongly about how this page works. We also have imposter mode now, so if you drag and drop another player's user data, so this thing, into here, this page basically pops up again as a pop-up, and you can kind of scroll through some other person's tower data. That was the dream of imposter mode, but I decided that this is really a dashboard page, and imposter mode is imposter mode. So let's see if I have one in here. Yeah, user data, I think this will work. Yeah, so I think this is maybe of my own data, maybe someone else's, I'm not sure where this came from, but it gives you the snapshot that they sent you about what their tower was doing, what things look like, so if you want to give someone advice, other than doing a streaming video, I think that this is a really good way that we can start sharing data amongst each other. You can look at what their modules were doing, etc. It's all here. I'm really excited about what this capability can do for the community, and it will only get better as I continue to make certain upgrades to it. But you can't click these, so it won't accidentally edit your own home data, but you can look at the other person's data who sent you something. But if you want to change your own stuff, like your cards are in here, masteries turn everything green. And I also did some layout changes in here, not really worth bringing up, but it's there. This generate screenshot button will generate a screenshot of the entire page as it states or as it's open. So like if this is open and these are shut, it will look like this at the final screenshot. So if you wanted to send someone what is essentially a very long, narrow screenshot, we can do that too, because this is obviously very pretty. If they don't have Project Rend, obviously we'll want to encourage them to get it, but if they don't have it, then you can still send someone all of your tower's data in one fell swoop. It is a little bit buggy, so right now there's like some styling issues. So like this row will get cut off like here, so landmine damage will be missing the bottom half of the word and the bottom half of what this badge is, and it is on repeat throughout. Still working that out. It generally works. It's not very pretty, which is why the button is marked buggy. But there's just been a lot of little tweaks and upgrades that made this more compact that I'm really proud of. I made, we have, I don't even know if the card summary existed during the last video. So there's been just a lot of work on polish and refinement and bug fixing and just like little things that I don't think people had. I don't know if like during my last video the lab planner was shown. Actually, I think it was. Now I'm thinking about it. When I'm in dev mode, everything's a little bit slow, but when it's in production mode, everything is very quick. So the lab page took a while to load here. It loads almost instantly when you're on user mode. So the lab planner is here. It used to be doing something where the whole page, if I had this loaded, I've emptied it out while I'm doing some testing. The whole page would get fuzzy every second as it would tick the clocks that are in here. That's been fixed. And then I also changed all the header bars. So previously we had these floating header bars that I think kind of stuck to the top. Now they're in this kind of nice little bar that floats with you, and then it will, kind of change color. This is just like a nice little UI thing that I took a lot of pride in doing. When it's scrolled, and then when it's away, it'll kind of go to its home dock. All the pages have these now, so that you can kind of like, have your controls with you wherever you are in the page. And every single one of these, I think Card Tracker doesn't have one, but all the others have like some kind of little docked guy here that should make the page a little bit more useful. I've definitely thought through a lot of like the different UI upgrades and things that I want to do to this, but this is I think one of the big ones that I wanted to make the pages just feel really good. So yeah, there's the ultimate weapon stuff that I was talking about, where it'll say like +3 seconds. So this is your actual chrono field, and if this is my real data, they probably haven't upgraded some of these things or noted what they actually are. Like I think I'm at Golden Combo 8 now, but it will generally take into account your labs at this point, which I'm really proud of because that was something that we really wanted. Other little feature things like the modules page, people were telling me that when they upgraded their module, sometimes things would not be in the right order or whatever. So now they're very easily draggable around, so you can update your stuff. So all this stuff is kind of like in here working. Modules now have like kind of a peak level. Looks like I need to check on this. So when you update this, all of them kind of check and see what level they're at. So if my Canon module is 141, which is actually 143, all of them update their level now, so they have this kind of like global parent level. So, and if one of these, if my Being Annihilator was, let's say, it wasn't Mythic, it was, let's say, Epic, it would still max out at its actual max. I haven't implemented like a limiter for how many rows of submodule effects you can have based on the rarity. I don't know if we really need to get that involved, but it's something that, certainly I could do that if we were so inclined. I've also done like error checking here, so like you can no longer have two of the same module substat. It used to be you could just do whatever you want. Now if I want to edit it, you just click, and then we can see that attack speed is not in this list, and that will continue down on throughout the as you add more effects to it. If you're an existing user and you haven't gotten this update yet and you do get it, it will highlight them red to let you know, hey, you do have a fix you need to make here. But now it enforces that both at this stage, and if you're doing a new module upload, you can also customize them in here as well. So like if I did, let's say my MVN, which I'm not sure if I've upgraded, if I've noted the latest and greatest of my MVN. In here, if I said, okay, these are all good, but they're not all, maybe I have one more that the OCR missed for some reason, then you can come in here and just kind of do it. And then again, the available bonuses or whatever are not all going to list here if they're already in this list. So like Chain Lightning Chance, not here. So just stuff like that is a lot of little nice to have polish items. It looks like there's something up with the level. I probably broke this when I did this, but just as well that we keep the parent level here now. There might be some OCR I need to do to fix this, but for the time being, I know that this works the way I intended to. And again, you can drag them around if it gets them out of order, which doesn't happen as much as it used to. But it is like almost very proud of a very nice drag effect. This was a little bit harder to implement than it maybe looks. Really big on the list are the stability upgrades that I made. So the app itself is, like I said before, it used to take like 5 minutes to open. Now it takes 30 seconds and less for most people's computers, unless you have like kind of an older machine. What else do I need to talk about? I think that's actually really it. Everything else has been relatively stable. It's been mostly polished items. This needs to get, I still need to have like stateful saving. So like you hide your tournaments and your milestone runs. I need to make this a permanent variable because if I refresh the page, it will all kind of be back. But this page I haven't really touched yet. Strategy workbench is still, I think it only sees what it can see. So I want to make this a place where we can really compare different run strategies. So if you're doing like, Orblist Devo, or if you're doing BHD plus, Chronofield, also known as Reverse Orb Devo, I'm able to really deeply compare your run incomes on like an apples to apples basis in here. There's a lot more that I need to do from recording my runs and testing different strategies, but this is generally the direction that it's going in. I think the analytics area is probably the place that I've done the least like mental development in terms of what we actually have available to us here by having all this rich data. It's just been, mostly focused on stability and bug fixes that I've wanted to take care of. Yeah. I think that's generally it. There's also this privacy mode in here. So like if there's another row in here for email, where if you're streaming like this or doing a recording like I'm doing, I don't want you to expose your email. Also, the email field doesn't do anything yet because I haven't done the user auth. But if you put your email in here, then it will pop down as another row, but then it hides it. It used to appear down here. That's gone. I want to make sure that people can stream this app safely without doxing themselves. It's very important. The remote updater does not work. It tells you that it does not work. I just want people to be aware that I'm still working on these things. The app is very much in beta, but in terms of its core features, everything works. I'm really happy with how we've gotten on. Also, oh my god, MVN. I had a Mythic MVN and I wasn't using it, and then I got an Ancestral and I started equipping it, and dear god, the coin income is crazy. Strongly recommend testing MVN builds more frequently than I did before I finally got mine to Ancestral. Yeah, I think everything else is relatively the same in here. There's a couple little things in here. So like you can now change how many runs. This is looking at you full customization for the weighting in here. Someone asked for that. Tournaments, I don't think has changed at all. It's all still basically the same, but we're doing really good in Legends. I think last time I updated was probably around here. We're no longer yo-yoing, which I'm really proud about for my own little tower journey. Yeah, I think that's everything that I needed to go over for this video. There's been a lot of work, a lot of code, a lot of bug fixing, and me banging my head against the wall, and a very patient and very encouraging user community that has been with me for the last month. With the download, sometimes I will release an update, and then several hours later I will release a new update to hot fix something that I broke unwittingly. My process for testing releases has really changed, so now I'm doing if I ever rush a release out, it's almost always when something will have been broken and I won't notice it. I have a second computer that I'm shipping my test builds to, that I'm testing it as if it's a relatively virgin machine, so that, because I've had a lot of it works on my machine issues with this app, where it works super great on this computer that I've been building it on, but on other people's computers it does weird stuff. So I've just been doing a lot of my own process refinement for making sure that releases are stable and working in the way that we intend them to before I ship them out to the entire world, so that people don't have to have the experience of, hey Dizzy, the thing that you just shipped doesn't work. I hate that. I'm sure other people don't love it, although people have been very patient and understand that this is what you have to deal with when you're a beta tester, and I've been loving the notes and requests and things that people want. Things that I want to build before we call it 1.0. The list is as follows: is a workshop presets. So some kind of bar up here will have preset options, a respec planning tool. I'll probably have like a button for it in here. Maybe it'll read your presets. I haven't decided exactly how that should look yet, or maybe they'll be separate and you can apply your preset to your current workshop state. Haven't figured out exactly how it's going to look, but it is high on the list of things to do. The, of course, remote updating capability is critical requirement before 1.0. The code signing, all of the stuff that goes with it, so that the app feels real to Windows and it doesn't, and Windows Defender doesn't flip out and say this is unrecognized code. Are you sure you want to run it? This is expected behavior right now. Everyone that's been in the beta test is used to it, but for you, if you're a new user and you haven't, seen Project Rend before, understand that Windows Defender is going to probably not be happy when you first open the app for the first time. If you're uncomfortable with that, I understand. Please feel free to run in a virtual machine and test it all you want. We've got about 100 people in the Discord. I don't actually know how many of them are actively using the app. I suspect it's around half of that. And nobody's had any issues, but of course, if you're uncomfortable, I would like to invite you to test the app if you are so inclined in any way that you see fit. I swear to God, I'm not doing anything sketchy here. I just wanted to build something really helpful and cool for the community. The app is truly free. I am never going to charge anything for it. I don't plan on putting ads on the website, although I don't really know that would do much anyway, since you need to visit the website once to download once we get there. It's just, I wanted to do a nice thing. And that was really what motivated doing all this. And I wanted nice tools. And I think we've basically, succeeded at least at building the foundation. The other things I need to build are like the new user onboarding. I need to make a video where I go through each of these things. I'll timestamp it. I'll have the whole YouTube tutorial. I do know that there are some YouTubers out there who are planning to make videos about this. Tequila Man just released a video where he spent the first 10 minutes talking about Project Rend, which I'm super flattered by and very happy to have. And it coincided with the release that I put out a couple days ago, which was version 8. We're at version 8 now, for 008, I guess, which was really just a hotfix for version 7. This version is super stable. It's very ready for everyone's use. I just need to do the little refinement things for remote updating to make it, just that really first-class experience. And then, of course, there's all the other little things that people are going to want. If you are interested in being part of this open beta, please join the Discord. Come say hi. You can DM me all you want on Discord. I spend a lot of time in the voice chats of the JPlays and Spartan Discord servers. They are really good communities. Everyone's been super kind and very helpful, and really interested and motivated, and has said very nice things to me about what I've done for them. You guys can shower me with compliments all you want. I'm really here for the stuff that I've done wrong and could do better. That's what I'm most interested in, because I want to continuously and always improve what has been built here. There's, I think, so much to do if I were so inclined, but I wanted to get to stable, really built out release, and we're basically at that point so that's why I'm saying today we'll mark it day 1 of open beta. I don't know if we've called what we've been doing beta or alpha, or semantics be what they are, but this is ready to kind of give to people, and then not have to worry so much about little things that I've done that might have broken the app. Version 8 is great. I'm very happy with it. So with that, thank you for listening to me ramble for however long this has been. I am looking forward to hearing from you in the Discord. I hope that the app is, everything that you need it to be, and if it's not, get in touch. I have, on multiple occasions, had people reach out to me and say, hey, Dizzy, would really love to have this feature in Rend. And I say, okay, cool. And then within a couple hours, they say, okay, it's done, it's built, it'll be in the next release. There's many examples of that, and I really hope that there are more of them. I'm sure I haven't thought of everything. There's a lot of stuff. There's weird little bugs that have resulted in my only being a mid-game player. So early game players someone noted to me the other day after I put this release out that some of the card stuff at lower levels is, you can't upgrade your card counter completely correctly. So I think that he said if you're at these lower levels, this number doesn't have enough rows in it. Little stuff like that, because I'm a mid-game player. I don't remember how many cards I needed for things. I just didn't put these numbers in. There's stuff like what advanced players have told me, where in your end game report, or I guess your mid game report, there is a row in here somewhere. I think it's, coins from orb, I think. Okay, so there's a row in here for it. I just haven't pulled data for it. I don't know if that was always there. I think they may have added this. So things like this, I need to, make sure that when I use the OCR, it grabs those things. So like that needed to get built, although that actually hasn't been released yet. So there's just a lot of bias that I've inherited by just having my own perspective, and I need other people to tell me what they need from this app because I cannot think of everything and I do not have every experience in life. So those are the things I really need. Thank you all for listening to me ramble for the past 25-ish minutes. I look forward to talking to you all very soon. Thanks. Bye.